Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn particle physics. Today with standard model, and after we've done it, we're going to do selected yoga exercises. And if you participate in the selected yoga exercises, that is your own risk. And this is already part 5 or 6. Very cool. The existence of the W and Z bosons was confirmed in 1983 by researchers working on the superproton synchrotron accelerator at CERN, the European Particle Physics Research Center near Genua, Switzerland. But it's also partly under France, I think. Okay. W and Z, these were the things. The massive W and Z bosons. Okay, just as in the 1930s, when Paul Dirac's merging of special relativity with electromagnetism predicted the existence of antimatter. So Paul Dirac matched in the 1930s special relativity and electromagnetism, and that predicted the existence of antimatter. And this theory presaged particles that had never been seen. And these are the massive W and Z bosons, who are transmitting today's separate short-range weak force, and the Higgs boson also. The Higgs boson was needed to ensure that during the breakdown of a unified electroweak force, the W and Z particles acquired mass. The W and Z particles acquired mass, confining the weak force to atomic distances where the photons of electromagnetism didn't, allowing them to zip across the universe. The Higgs boson was needed to ensure that when the electroweak force was used unified, that the W and Z bosons keep their acquired mass. And making it thereby sure, because it is the Higgs boson confining the weak force to atomic distances. No, not with the weak force. So the weak force is confined to atomic distances. Because it is done by the Higgs boson can travel only a little bit. The electromagnetism force can zip across the universe because photons are transmitting the electromagnetism force, and they can zip across the universe. The existence of W and Z bosons was confirmed in 1983 by researchers working at the superproton synchrotron accelerator at CERN, the European Particle Physics Research Center near Genua, Switzerland. Now, but everyone gets something. Switzerland isn't Europe. Now, what I want to say is, there is the CERN, that is in Genua in Switzerland, and it is a synchrotron accelerator. A superproton synchrotron accelerator. So it's a bit complex. We're taking one thing. The CERN, CERN, is in Switzerland, in Genua, and that is a smaller. I thought Genua was in Italy. In Genua, in Switzerland, and there is a CERN, and that is a superproton synchrotron accelerator. So they're making protons very fast. And in 1983, there the W and Z bosons were in existence confirmed. It was a further 4 decades before the Higgs boson was found by a far larger particle smasher, the Large Hadron Collider, situated at the same institution in 2012. Maybe actually the CERN. Okay, whatever. It's the next thing. And I think it was even under the third country. It was a further 4 decades before the Higgs boson was found. Okay, in 1983, the W and Z boson was found, and in 2012, the Higgs boson, W and Z 1983 and Higgs boson 2012. And that was done in the Large Hadron Collider, which is also at the same institution in 2012. Now, we are at the end of this little article, but it goes, of course, on. And I don't really know where we are here, what article we are reading here. Maybe that is not where normally it's begun. Maybe one article reading just about the Higgs boson or the W and Z boson, and not the standard model where they all are now together. So what I want to say is, I don't expect anyone to get that now. We're talking now about the big standard model, And it would be probably easier to start with one of these little atoms, just with the W or Z boson, or with the CERN or the Higgs or so. So to start this, so I'm not expecting that anyone gets it so far. But I think we have a little overview how it then looks, and when we go and look on, we're going to read it on here and take the information we get, but we don't expect really to understand it yet. But we're going to do something else now, because here's something we understood. Here is that the W and Z boson the existence was confirmed in 1983, and in 2012 the Higgs boson. Now these are two good informations which we understand, and there are probably other people who are just asking when was it confirmed, the existence. And we know it, we understood it, and let's try to make this a little presentation. What is written exactly? The existence of the W and Z bosons was confirmed in 1983 by researchers working on the Super Proton Synchrotron Accelerator at CERN, the European Particle Physics Research Center near Genua in Switzerland. Okay, we're gonna say that in 1983 the existence of W and Z bosons was confirmed. I don't think we go so far in saying when they were theorized. Okay, just 1983. Do we say at the CERN? I think it's called CERN. At the CERN in Switzerland. And when it goes on, it was a further 4 decades before the Higgs boson was found by a far larger particle smasher. Was it now found there or confirmed, or was it? This theory presaged particles that had never been seen. Double colon? What is it called? The massive W and Z bosons to transmit today's separate short-range weak force, semicolon, and the Higgs boson. That theory presaged, so it was presaged in the 1930s. Both. Do we say that also we're not so sure about this information? So do we keep it very simple? No, we don't say that it was. We're just in the 1930s it was merging of special relativity. Maybe it was in the 60s by Weinberg. Okay, 1983, at the CERN in Genua, at the CERN in Switzerland. And the Higgs boson was then found in 2012. I have a second here, I'm going to start it. At the CERN in Switzerland in 2012, at the Large Hadron Collider, also at the same institution. In 1983, the W and Z boson was confirmed at the CERN in Switzerland, and in 2012, the Higgs boson at the same institution in Switzerland. And that is according to Particle Physics on the page 40. What is it even? We haven't looked at New Scientist, Essential Guide number 15. Particle Physics, Understanding Reality's Building Blocks. By Richard Webb, edited. Now who's the author? Richard Webb? Let's say Richard Webb. Okay, Particle Physics by Richard Webb. Now, that is what we were going to remember. 1983, W and Z, and 2012, Higgs. And we read on and try to understand what was written in the first part and the following parts. I think we're still part of a standard model. So I mean, we cannot understand yet. So I'm going to explain it all. I'm going to stop the second camera. And we're doing now selected yoga exercises. If you were here for particle physics, you can go directly to the next video. If you participate in the selected yoga exercises, that's at your own risk. The breathing in and lifting the arms up, we're doing the eagle's wings. And breathe out, let the arms down. Again, in the arms up. And out the arms down. Again in. And out the arms down. And the last round, breathe in. And out. And now we're doing the clap in the morning, the arms up. And breathe out, the arms down and up the chest to the sky. and out and up. And out and back. And arms down. And we're doing a triangle. The toes are pointing in different directions. We're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And out, we're shifting over to one side, breathing out. And we're going down, taking hold on the leg and looking up to the again in the middle. Out, change the position of the feet. Breathe in. And out, shift over the upper part of the body. Go over and look up to it. Breathe again in. And out into the middle and the arms down. And we're doing the seated cat and cow. 1 inch space between the toes. We're leaning onto our knees. We're breathing in. And out, we're making a round back. Breathe again in into the middle. And out. A belly with the back, the cow. Again in. Out. Inhale with the back, the cat. Again in. And out. Breathe again in. And out with the shoulder back up. Hit it. Backward shoulder lift. Still an inch space between the toes, and we're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And out, we're opening them to the side. Breathe again in into the middle. And out, we're bringing the arms over the side down, and we're going down into the chair. Breathe in, come halfway up. Higher up. And out, coming down and coming up again. Breathe in, reach high. And out, open the arms to the side. Breathe in the arms up. And out the arms again over the sides down to the chair. We're breathing in, coming halfway up. Higher. And out. Up again. And out. Now the garden pose. Toes are pointing to the outside and all in the space between the heels. We're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And out. Bringing the arms down and placing the elbows against the insides of the knees. Straighten up the back. And out, come with the back up. Breathe in. And out and down. Breathe in, straighten up the back. And out, we're coming slowly in one straight line upwards. Now we're doing the stalk. We're bringing one leg up at the right angle. We're taking the outside, bringing the arm back, and we're turning back and looking back. Now if you like, you can try the ambitious stalk. Take the outside of the foot, stretch the leg out, hand back, and look again back. And in, and down. Now on the other side. Knee up and yeah, outside and look back to the other hand. If you like, you can try the ambitious stalk. Take the outside of the foot, stretch the leg, and hand back and look back. And come in again. Stop. And we're doing the stretch of Venus. Intertwine the fingers behind the head. Bring them over to one side. Breathe in. Tall up of the head. Out. Turn the head to the side where the hands are. And lower the chin down to the clavicle. Breathe again in. Out. Pull the arm down. With the hand in. Breathe again in. Lift the gaze. Into the middle. Breathe in. Switch the position of your arms. Tall up and out. Turn again to the side where the heads are. And bring the chin down to the clavicle. Breathe in. And out, pull the arm in and down with the shoulder. Again, in the head up. And out into the middle. And we're doing sky hugger. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Out the arms back. And the arms up. Our cross the fingers. Intertwine fingers reach in front, hold up the back, the drill. Again in, the arms up. And out again with sky hugger, long arms. In, our cross the arms, intertwine the fingers, reach high. and out, again in front, hollow the back, again in, the arms up, and out, the crab in the morning again, up the chest to the sky, again in, the arms up, and out, the arms on the sides down, breathe in, lift the arms up, close my hands, and lower the hands down to heart center. That was Snack Yoga exercising. Thank you very much, and until next time.